You know that weird little burst of happiness you feel when your plans get canceled? You spend all week dreading Saturday night, rehearsing small talk in the shower, trying to remember how to be a functioning social human being, and then your phone buzzes. Hey, so sorry, something came up. Can we rain check? And suddenly you are free. Your shoulders drop. Your lungs work again. Your soul logs back into your body. You go from I have to act like a person in public to I get to be a blanket burrito in my own house in under 3 seconds. You type back, no worries at all. But inside you are screaming, this is the best thing that has ever happened to me. Welcome back to Simply Chaos, the channel for people who like their friends, but also like it when those friends stay exactly where they are, on the internet. Today, we're talking about the pure joy of canceling plans, not the polite joy, not the fake, oh haha, that's fine joy, the deep, full-body, introvert core joy of watching your weekend suddenly become empty. And realizing that emptiness is actually peace. Let's start at the beginning. 2 weeks ago, you were a very different person. 2 weeks ago, you were in a good mood. Maybe you had slept more than 6 hours. Maybe you had just had coffee. Maybe a rare beam of optimism slipped through the cracked ceiling of your life and landed directly on your brain. And in that dangerous moment, someone texted you. Hey, we should catch up soon. Or worse, you free next Saturday? Past, you looked at that message and said the 4 most reckless words in the English language. Yeah, that works for me. Past you is a liar. Past you thinks future you is a different species. Past you believes future you will magically have more energy, more confidence, and fewer social issues. Past you forgets that future you is just you, but tired. So the plan is made, the calendar is marked, the group chat agrees, drinks at 8, dinner at 7, birthday party, game night. Whatever it is, it's now locked into the timeline. For a few minutes, you actually feel good about it. Look at me, you think. Participating in society, having a life. I'm so balanced. I am not a cave creature at all. Then time passes. Work happens. Life happens. Sleep does not happen. Small daily stresses start stacking like dirty dishes in the sink. By the time the magic Saturday actually rolls around, you've had an entire week of pretending to be fine. And suddenly, that plan you agreed to when you were briefly possessed by hope now feels like a prison sentence. You wake up on Saturday and the first thing your brain does is check the countdown. 12 hours until you have to leave the house. 9 hours. 6 hours. Each time you look at the clock, your stomach does a small Olympic dive. You start bargaining with the universe. If it rains, I'll stay home. If I get a headache, I'll cancel. If my internet goes out, okay, that has nothing to do with going out, but still, maybe that's a sign. You look out the window. The weather is beautiful. The sky is clear. Birds are singing. Somewhere, a child laughs. You narrow your eyes at the sun like it betrayed you personally. You don't hate your friends. You like them. You're glad they exist. You just wish they existed. Later. Because here's the problem. Leaving the house is not just leaving the house. For a certain kind of brain, especially the introvert, anxious, overthinking combo pack, going out is a full psychological marathon. You're not just thinking, I'll go have dinner and come home. You're thinking, what time should I arrive? What if I'm too early and I'm awkward? What if I'm the first one there and have to talk to the waiter alone? What if we run out of things to say? What if someone suggests an after party and I can't escape? By noon, you've imagined 50 different social disasters and exactly 0 fun interactions. This is where the concept of the social battery comes in. Imagine that every human interaction costs energy. Leaving the house drains 50% of your battery immediately just for existing in public. Greeting people. Doing the, hey, how have you been routine. There goes another 20%. Smiling, laughing at jokes, pretending you are not slowly dying inside. That's at least 30%. Congratulations. You are now at 0. Meanwhile, the extrovert in the group is just getting started. Their battery charges when they talk. They are solar-powered by conversation. You are a phone from 2010 with a cracked screen and a battery that drops from 70% to 1% in 5 minutes. So, of course, your brain starts hunting for excuses. Maybe you feel a tiny tickle in your throat. Maybe your stomach is slightly weird. Maybe Mercury is in retrograde. Anything that could justify the sacred words, "Hey, I'm so sorry, I don't think I can make it tonight." Sometimes you even hope something minor goes wrong. I don't want a real emergency, you tell the universe. Just a harmless, socially acceptable catastrophe, like a small power outage or mild reversible food poisoning. And then it happens. You're lying on your bed, staring at the ceiling, rehearsing how you might cancel without sounding like a terrible person when your phone buzzes. You glance at the screen. "Hey, I'm so sorry, something came up. Can we reschedule?" For half a second, you play it cool. You type, "Oh, no worries, totally understand." But internally, fireworks, confetti, a full stadium erupting, an entire World Cup crowd chanting your name. You sit up, your shoulders release tension you've been carrying since 2010. Your whole body does an exhale you didn't know you were holding. Past you didn't ruin your life. Future you is saved. Present. You has just been handed the greatest gift of adulthood, an unexpectedly free evening. This is not regular happiness. This is a very specific, introvert-coded, hyper-modern form of joy. It even has a name, JOMO, the joy of missing out. For years, the internet taught us about FOMO, fear of missing out, the idea that everyone else is living a better life, going to better parties, having better experiences, and if you're not there, you're failing at existence. But here's the plot twist. A lot of people have discovered that the party isn't that great. You don't just miss out on something magical when you stay home. Most of the time, you're missing out on shouting over music you don't like, paying $12 for a drink that tastes like regret, standing in a circle where everyone is talking about people you don't know, wondering when it's socially acceptable to leave. JOMO is the moment you realize that staying home is not losing. It's winning a different game, the game where your sweatpants are the dress code, where your couch is reserved seating, where the playlist is exactly what you want, and the cover charge is $0. It's not that you never want to see your friends. You do. You just don't want to see them every time your past self signed you up for something while high on serotonin. So what do you do with this joy? First, you enjoy it. You put your phone down. You don't immediately use that free time to catch up on work or be productive. No, this is a sacred holiday that dropped out of the sky. You order food, the kind you actually want, not the safe meal you would have picked in front of other people. You put on the ugliest, comfiest clothes you own, the ones no one is allowed to see because they have holes and a mysterious stain from a past life. You open your laptop or your TV and you start the ritual, choosing something to watch that you will half pay attention to while scrolling on your phone and somehow enjoying both. You wrap yourself in a blanket like a human sushi roll. Outside, the world continues. Traffic, crowds, people squeezing themselves into tight shoes and tighter conversations. Inside, it's quiet, or messy, or exactly how you like it. And you feel it, that low, steady warmth in your chest that says, "I am safe. I am comfortable. I do not have to perform right now." That's JOMO. Of course, the story doesn't end there, because your brain is your brain. Sometimes, 10 minutes after the golden text, another voice creeps in. Should I feel guilty? Am I becoming antisocial? Will they stop inviting me? Am I going to die alone with my pizza? There's a difference between joyfully choosing rest and spiraling into isolation. So let's zoom out for a second. You are not wrong for liking your own company. You are not broken because social interaction drains you faster than other people. You are not a failure because you don't want every weekend to be packed with plans. But if every invitation fills you with dread and every social situation feels like a threat instead of an option, it might be worth looking at why. Sometimes it's just temperament. Introverts recharge alone, extroverts recharge with people. Sometimes it's anxiety. You're not afraid of people. You're afraid of judgment, awkward moments, or not knowing how to leave. Sometimes it's exhaustion. Your life is already so busy and overstimulating that going out feels like adding more noise to an already loud brain. What JOMO invites you to do is this. Instead of asking, "What am I missing out on if I stay home?" ask, "What am I missing out on in myself if I never rest?" Sometimes the most honest answer is, "I need this night. I need this bath. I need this dumb show. I need to exist without being observed. And that's okay. The trick is learning to tell the difference between I genuinely need a night in and I am running away from my life. One way to test it, think about how you'll feel tomorrow. If you imagine yourself tomorrow feeling more restored, more stable, more capable because you stayed in tonight, that's probably JOMO in a healthy way. If you imagine yourself tomorrow feeling smaller, lonelier, more stuck, that might be avoidance wearing a cozy sweater. No one on the internet can draw that line for you perfectly. It's something you slowly figure out by paying attention to your own patterns. But here's what I do know. If the thought of canceling plans makes your nervous system light up like fireworks, you're not the only one. There are millions of people out there who have rehearsed fake coughs in the mirror, prayed for something to come up, and felt the exact same guilty euphoria when that one text arrived. You're not a bad friend. You're not a broken adult. You're just a human with a limited amount of social energy, trying to spend it wisely. Sometimes that means going out, showing up, giving a hug, listening to someone's story, and letting them refill your battery in ways you didn't expect. And sometimes it means staying home, ordering pizza, and remembering that you exist even when no one is looking at you. So the next time past you enthusiastically agrees to a plan, maybe pause for 2 extra seconds. Ask yourself, will future me actually want this? Or am I sacrificing them to the gods of politeness right now? And the next time you get that golden text, sorry, I can't make it tonight, go ahead, smile, exhale, wrap yourself in a blanket, and enjoy the tiny chaotic miracle of getting your evening back. Because in a world that keeps screaming, go out, do more, be everything, sometimes the most radical, rebellious thing you can do is cancel the plan, stay home, and be exactly where you actually want to be. This is simply chaos. If you've ever felt secretly happy when plans fell apart, you're in the right place. Hit subscribe, stay in tonight, and I'll see you in the next episode. No RSVP required.